Welcome everyone, Lucas Clay here with another Importance of Philosophy video. As usual, I'll be reading mostly verbatim from the website importanceofphilosophy.com. The information is copyrighted by Jeff Landauer and Joseph Rollins, and the video was made by me with their permission. We begin today with the topic integration. Integration is the act of mentally combining information or ideas. It is the process of taking isolated ideas and consolidating them into a unified whole. It's taking little things we know and making a bigger picture out of them. I know that my car is out of gas. I know that a car cannot be driven without fuel. I now can integrate this information to realize that I can't drive my car until I get more gas. The new piece of knowledge is a combination of the previous knowledge. Integration is necessary for thinking. Without it, we would only have isolated thoughts that are unconnected to all of our other thoughts. These thoughts would be too simple to use effectively. The world would appear chaotic and unstable. We wouldn't see similarities between entities. We would be left in a state of confusion and helplessness. Integration, though, is only useful if done correctly. Understanding is the criteria for knowing how to integrate. The integration must be logical, meaning consistent and non-contradictory. If one knows a car can be red, and also a car can be blue, a proper integration is that a car can be different colors. An improper integration would be that a car must be red and blue at the same time. It means that the integration must be correct. The knowledge must be integrated by fundamentals, or it won't be useful. If two men killed people, it would be proper to integrate them as two murderers. It would be improper to integrate them as blue-eyed men. Even if the latter integration is true, it misses the more important point that these are dangerous men. To think of them having blue eyes is to categorize them by unimportant features, which has the effect of ignoring those features. Only confusion can follow. Additionally, not all integration is necessary or proper. Some knowledge cannot be integrated directly. A car exists, and a tree exists. There is no useful integration possible with just these two ideas. A case of improper use of integration is the attempt to combine a businessman and a thief. Both take your money, and so it is possible to integrate them under a category of those that take money from you. But the distinction between the two is important. One voluntarily trades goods or services for your money. The other takes it by force. In one case you want them to take your money. Not in the other. An attempt to integrate these into a single category is destructive, since it ignores the difference. Since understanding is the criteria for judging an act of integration as proper, it is clear that some integration should not be done. Our next topic is values. Values are that which one acts to gain or keep. Living entities act to achieve various ends. They decide, by some standard of evaluation, which ends are wanted, and to what degree. The combination of an end to which one can act towards, and the wanting to accomplish those ends, is a value. Values are automated judgments about particular ends. Similar to emotions, they are originally derived through the use of reason. They are derived from an initial judgment about the merits of particular ends to achieve some goal. The automated response comes in the form of wanting something. Since it is based on a previous judgment, it can sometimes be stale or incorrect, just as an emotion is. Values are not desires. A desire is an emotional longing for something. It differs from values in a couple ways. First, the desire may not be achievable. One may desire to grow wings and fly. Values are concerned with goals one is able to pursue. Only when a course of action is apparent can one value something. Another difference between values and desires is the emotional content. Desires are emotions, so a desire without an emotional response is a contradiction. A value, on the other hand, need not have an emotional response. It is an automated judgment, which often produces a desire, but not necessarily. One may value getting a college degree to get a better job, but certainly during a long, boring lecture, the emotion desire is not applicable, except in reference to wanting to leave class. Values are important to men because they are the motivation to act. Purposeful action requires values. Since there can exist many values, they need to be compared in order to decide which action to take. At an quasi-emotional level, this is easy. Whichever value is wanted the most. However, since the values are based on a previous judgment and on a goal to which the ends produce, the degree of wanting needs to be rationally determined. This is the goal of ethical values, and our final topic for the moment will be certainty. Certainty is the acceptance of a fact without doubt. It is a level of confidence attributed to particular knowledge. We are certain when we know something is true and have no doubts. The term degrees of certainty is used to describe how close we are to being certain. Certainty, though, is the upper limit. It is the state where no more doubts exist. When should one be certain? When all knowledge supports the conclusion, and none denies it. If one has a valid reason for doubting something, one should not be certain. If one, for instance, knows there are facts that are unknown, and important in validating the knowledge, one should not be certain. If, however, one believes that all of the relevant information is known, and it all points to the knowledge being true, one should be certain. Certainty is contextual. It is based on one's current knowledge. It is possible to be certain, and still be wrong. Human beings are not omniscient. They can form conclusions, but there is the possibility of error. Humans need knowledge, though, and need a basis for accepting knowledge as true. They cannot live constantly doubting every piece of knowledge. To survive, they must be able to accept knowledge as true, and act accordingly. The term certainty is often used to describe knowledge without the possibility of doubt. This is omniscience. It is an improper use of the term. Certainty could have no meaning when applied to an omniscient being, since it wouldn't have the capacity for doubt. It only has meaning when applied to human beings. Its meaning allows the possibility of error, but the contextual lack of doubt. Until next time, this is Lucas Clay saying goodbye.